Hey everybody, this is Heather from Storing Up My Treasures at Blogspot, and I wanted to do another project with you guys. Earlier today I did the photo memo board for my friend who just had a daughter a couple months ago, and I wanted to make her a matching barrette holder. I have actually made these before for friends, for their daughters, and they've been kind of a big hit. So in the past I have used picture frames and made them very similar to the photo board that I showed you, except I basically didn't add the cork to the frame. But this time I wanted to use a canvas. I picked this canvas up at Joann's a while ago. It was on, and I'm sorry, my shirt is like fuzzy as all get out. And my cat is dying to get up on this work table, so you're going to hear her jingling, and she might even make it up here. Anyway, oh wow, that didn't take long. Hold on. Patches, come here, Patches. Sorry about that, guys. So anyway, I wanted to go ahead and make an barrette holder. So let's go ahead and get started. So you're going to take a canvas, whatever size you want. I think this one is like a 6x6 probably, or no, it's probably an 8x8. And we're going to go ahead and cover it in that same fabric that I used for the photo board. So this print, similar to the cork that we used in the photo board, is going to show through the fabric ever so slightly. So we're going to cover the board. So I just have a piece of ivory colored cardstock, and I'm just going to go ahead and trace the board around or canvas around the cardstock. And if I had my paper cutter, this would make fast work, but my paper cutter is over in my scrapbooking stuff. So I'm just going to cut this out real quick. And I'm going to go ahead and use a tiny bit of hot glue. I'm going to tack it down to my canvas. And if it overlaps, excuse me, a little teeny bit, it's okay. This is overlapping though a little bit more than I'd like to, so I'm just going to shave a teeny bit off the edge. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, there we go, that's better. So I'm going to use my hot glue, and I'm just going to tack it down here in the corners and get that on there. Get that. There we go. Okay, so I've got my glue in place. I've got my little backer cover here. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and select the area of cloth that I want to use. And I'm using this Dick and Jane stuff again. And just on the off chance that you guys didn't see my video before. So I think I'm going to use, and I want to try to get, this is a small, kind of a larger pattern. So I want to try to get, and they had a daughter. So on this particular item, I'm going to try to use the girl stuff, or girl pictures. And this is going to be a good section to use right here. Go ahead and kind of wrap your fabric around your board and make sure that the area that you've got sectioned off is going to cover well. This particular board is probably about maybe a quarter to a half, probably about a half an inch thick. So I'm going to cut a fairly good section here to cover this board. Maybe give yourself like a 1-inch overhang, not 1.5 inch overhang. You should be good. Go ahead. Okay, this one I'm going to use hot glue. Now, if you had because this is like particle board and a staple gun is not going to go through it. And I'm also going to use ribbon around the edges, so if it's not super perfect flush, it's not the end of the world, okay? And just make sure on your part that has this selvage, tack that side down first, so that way you know for sure that you got that covered. And I'm going to go ahead and just to play it safe, I'm going to use 2 rows of glue here. Okay, so you're going to pull that taut and go ahead and push that down. Okay, give that a second to set. Okay, go ahead and pull it taut, and you can visit or revisit your front. Just make sure that when you pull this down and you tack it, that it's going to tack the way you want it to. And on this particular, you know what, I wonder if I have a little baby screwdriver in here. I think I want to pop this out. I'm going to find a little screwdriver. Hold on just a second. Sorry guys, I'm going to try this and see, because I want to get this picture hanger off. And of course that's not going to work. Oh well, I'm just going to go around it. I can cut the fabric off around it when I'm done to make sure that I get it out of the way. So go ahead and pull that taut and push this down. And if this runs, I'm trying to go quickly here, but I don't think I'm going to go too quickly, so I'll probably have to do a couple of different videos, because YouTube has their little cutoff that they like to hold down. I'm going to go ahead and pull this end first, and because I'm worried about it cutting off too much of her head, so I want to pull this part down first. And on this particular portion, I think I'm going to have to run it on the side of my frame, which is okay, as opposed to on the back. So I'm going to pull this taut a little bit here. Go ahead and tack that down along the sides. Okay, I'm going to do the other side. And again, pull it as taut as you can. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to go ahead and run my bead of glue along the edge of the frame, or the canvas I should say. And go ahead and pull it taut and push it down and let it set. Okay, so that's what our little canvas is going to look like. So that's pretty good. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and let me get my fabric cutters here. I'm going to go ahead and cut away this extra part right here. And I'm going to cut around so I can access the picture hanger portion. So we make sure we can hang that. And I'm gonna put some ribbon down and pretty that up when we're done. So I know it looks unfinished now, but we'll make it look a lot nicer when we're done. Okay, and let's go ahead and trim off this extra on the sides. And again, we're going to cover this with ribbon, so it's okay. And you're going to want to try to cut these corners pretty flush, because if there's too much bulk, then the ribbon is not going to it's not going to seat properly on the side. So just trim off all of your excess here. Okay, we'll go around and do the other side here. Okay, so now we've got our corners all trimmed out. Okay, so let's see, what are we at time-wise here? Yeah, I'm going to go for a little bit longer. Okay, so I'm going to get my scraps out of the way. So, I think I'm going to use, I think that red grosgrain ribbon that I used for, actually, let me check something real quick. Oh, you know what? I like that. But do I want to use it? No. I think it's too busy. I'm going to use it on the edge. That's cute. This is from, I bought this a long time ago. This ribbon came in a package from Big Lots, and it's Offray brand, I think, and they sold it in a little quad pack for scrapbooking, and I love that ribbon, and I've kind of been hoarding it a little bit, but my friend is worth it, and so I'll go ahead and use it for her. Okay, so we're going to want to start down in a corner, okay, and you're going to want to just go ahead and get your glue. I'm just making sure I'm in frame here, guys. Go ahead and start your glue. And you're just going to run a bead down your edge. And feed the stick down here a little bit. And don't be stingy. Okay. And then we're just going to go ahead and run this ribbon down the side, smoothing it down nicely. And if you still have a little bit of a fabric overhang, don't worry about it. We'll cut it off. Don't worry about it right now. Right now we're more concerned about getting the ribbon on there real nice in uniform. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the other. Okay, you're going to continue all the way around your frame. And again, don't be overly liberal on the glue, but don't be too stingy either. You want to make sure you have enough. Okay, go ahead and run that down. Oh, make sure you're careful too, because that glue is wicked hot. I guess that's why they call it hot glue. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and run it down here. Okay. And the other thing you're going to want to double check, I've had this happen before and I forgot to do it here, but it looks like I'm going to be okay. Sometimes on certain ribbon, and I've noticed that this tends to happen with synthetic ribbon like acetate and like rayon type ribbon, when you heat the ribbon up, or like you say if you use hot glue, and my gun is going to jam on me here. Oh baby, come. Don't do this. Hold on a second. Oh, I know what it is. There's this little, oh, there we go. I should be good now. There. Okay, back in business. If you use a rayon or an acetate, like a synthetic ribbon, sometimes when you use it with hot glue, the color on the ribbon distorts. And you have a glue line where you geared it to your project. So especially, I lucked out here, but I should have checked. So make sure that you double check. Test a little area first, okay? Just because you don't want to have a big old honking glue line. That's going to irritate you. It would irritate me. I try not to be too perfectionist, but that bugs me when that happens. So double check. Okay, so now we've got it. We've got our cute little border around our frame. And now you can go back, and if there's any, and you want to be careful not to cut the ribbon and just cut the fabric. Go ahead and pull it up a little bit if you have to get at it better. Go ahead and trim off your overhang. And this is why for something like this project, you need a very little overhang, because in fact the more overhang you have, the more you have to fuss with it to get it just right. Okay, all right. I'm going to go ahead and take a break and get set up a little bit more, and I'll be back. All right, guys, stay tuned.